Today I'm going to be making a Black Forest ham quiche, and we have just a few simple ingredients here. I have half a pound or 250 grams of Black Forest smoked ham, a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 onion, 4 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of milk, 1 cup of shredded cheese, and I'm using old cheddar in this recipe. I want something with a little bit of a bite. And I'll also be using my all butter, no fail pie dough. I'll put a link to this recipe in the description box below the video. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. For my first step, I'm going to dice up my onion, and I'm also going to finely slice my smoked Black Forest ham. So I'm going to cut all of that up, and I'll be back in a minute. So you can cut this into any size pieces that you wish. And I'm going to be sauteing this in a fry pan with some oil with the onions, because I do want to add an extra level of flavor to my quiche. And the same thing with our onion. So I've got a fry pan here, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of vegetable oil. I'm going to get this heated up, and then I'm going to get all of my Black Forest ham and my onions, and I'm going to saute that until it's nicely done. So our next step is to roll out our pie dough, and I'm using a 9-inch removable bottom little flan pan, little tart pan, which is going to make it really easy to get our quiche out after we have baked it. So we'll start rolling that out. Get a little bit of flour down on my work surface, and I'll get my dough down, and in the background I have my onions and Black Forest ham just slowly sauteing on the stove. So as you roll, just give your disc a little bit of a turn. If you find it sticking, you can get a little bit more flour down. Let's check this out, and that looks perfect. So we'll just roll it up on our rolling pin. Estimate where your center is, and then just slowly unroll, and then drape it over and let it get right down into the corners. I'm actually pushing this down as I go. And then I'm going to just lift the dough. I'm going to push the dough inward just to create a little bit of a lip, because I do want a little bit extra dough on the sides. So I push inward and then downward with my thumb. So by pushing inward, you're getting a little bit more dough here. And you just continue to go all the way around like this. And then once we're done, you can just slowly tear off everything that's on the outside of your pan. That is a beautiful dough. And I do have a link for this dough in the description box. And then I'm going to go around, and I'm just going to push like this. So around and inward, just to get the wall a little bit thicker. So taking your time on this step really gives you a really nice appearance to your crust. So don't rush through this. It's very fun to do and very relaxing. And just try to make it even. And as you're going along, make sure that there's nothing that's sticking up on the edge, because anything that little pieces that are sticking up, those will actually burn. And that's good, just like that. Then grab yourself a fork and just put little holes all the way around. And this is going to help prevent the bottom of the crust puffing up when it is baking. And this is also called docking. And that looks good, just like that. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to pop this into my fridge, and I want to chill this down for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to go do that now, and then I'm going to come back. Now that my tart shell has completely cooled, we are ready to blind bake this. I have a little piece of parchment paper here, and I have some little beans. We'll just get all of those in there. And the reason why we chilled our tart shell is to have all of those glutens really relax. And that's what you really want. It's very important when you are using pastry dough. We'll get all of that in there. A little bit more. And get it right up to the sides. Very important. You want a lot of weight in here, and that will actually keep everything really nice and compressed. And that's perfect, just like that. So I'm going to pop this into a 375-degree oven for 20 minutes. Before I forget, I'm actually going to bake this on a baking tin, just like that. So into the oven, 20 minutes. So let's get on with the actual filling for our quiche. I've taken my 4 eggs, I've cracked them and put them into a large bowl. 4 eggs. I'm going to pour in all of my milk. And I'll just break all of these down. I'll add in the pepper. And our salt. And then all of our cheese. And that's a heaping cup of cheese, so just a little bit more than a cup. We'll get all of that in there. Okay, and then I'll go get the smoked Black Forest ham and our onions. So what I have here is the nice sauteed onions and my smoked Black Forest ham. And an important note, this is now cool, because if this was hot and we dumped it right in here, we would get scrambled eggs, and I don't want that. So this is cooled down. We'll just get all of that in there. And by frying this, it really just steps that whole thing up a notch in flavor. That's good. And then we'll just mix that in. And that's it for the filling. So that is ready to go. So we'll put that aside, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so I have baked my tart shell for 20 minutes, and that is ready to go. I'm going to slide it over here. I'm going to grab all of this. Just lift that off. And there we have it. And our last thing we need to do is get our filling in there. So I'll do that now. And I have my oven set to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure you get all of your filling into your shell, and that looks good. I'll just grab a fork. You can use a spatula if you wish, and just move all of the ingredients nicely in place. You want to ensure that the tart has, equal filling all the way around. And what a difference it makes when you saute your onions with your Black Forest ham. You get a really nice smell. And that looks good. Perfect. So I'm going to pop this into my 375 degree oven for 35 minutes. Alright, here we are. And I did my quiche, whoo, that's hot, for 35 minutes at 375 degrees. Right now this is extremely hot, so I'm going to let it cool down and then we'll unmold it. So now it's time to unmold our quiche. and I'll show you how easy this is with the removable bottom. I put my hand right underneath and just push up, and I remove the ring. And that's the magic of these tart pans with the removable bottom. And there we have it. Look at that. That looks amazing. The only thing left to do is to cut into this. So let's cut into this beautiful quiche. Oh, look at that. Let me zoom in a little bit. So I just zoomed in just to show you a little closer up. That looks really, really good. I'll take this one here and just show you what this looks like. So you can see how easy this is. Super, super easy. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you wish. I do really appreciate that. That's it for today, and I'll see you next time. Oh, that's good.